feeling like you've got a part in maintaining the greatest game in the world, but trying to do whatever small part that may be to collectively come together with a lot of great people on that committee and a lot of great folks within the NFL family that helps to, as we navigate the future, whether it is, technology, whether it is the evolution of our game, the ways of making it safer for our players, will only enhance the ability of our game to kind of continue to grow and continue to be a mainstay as the greatest, sport in the world. And I take a lot of pride in that. This game has done so much for me and my family. I feel very strongly that any chance you can give back to it in any way, shape, or form, you should be all in on that.
Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy heading into his third year. So now at age 23, physically he's going to mature, mentally he's going to mature. The offseason for McCarthy, what's key?
Yeah, I think the starting point is, outside of some bumps and bruises here, he's going to have a healthy.
Here we go. Here we go. Now they finna speak on my brother Nine. Here we go. What I've been waiting for.
Off season, which, obviously with his journey up until this point, he's gotten 10 starts where we've been able to see a lot of the things that we really, really liked about JJ when we drafted him. We've seen some growth. We've seen some of that development time over time, but we're still talking about, quite a few opportunities of that development phase and growth phase missed. So he knows it's a big off season for him. He didn't need anybody to tell him that. He certainly didn't need me to tell him that. But what I've really enjoyed about our conversations early on is he is hungry. He is, he's out in California right now working with, John Beck and some of the guys that he worked with pre-draft.
Shout out my dog Nine putting that work in. He just said he out there in California around yonder. Hopefully he putting in some real work. That's all cool, but I hope at some point in time him and Jettas get together and handle that business. Period.
Very detailed in what he really wanted to, decompress after the season and really go through layer by layer. Hey, what do I need to individually work on to make sure that I come back and I'm ready to roll in April? And he's working on those things. His continued growth in our offense and in our schemes will be a natural thing. He's a really smart, really smart player that I think he's going to be able to use.
So far, I guess we can give KOC credit right here. First time he ain't down talking McCarthy and all that. Right now, it seemed like he finally building him up, so to say. Period. Dre Wilder, man. Dre Wilder. Oh man, Dre said he's still thinking about that old video. Hey man, but hey, at least right now he bigging McCarthy up. Ain't disrespect him like he low-key did at the podium at the first press of the off season, right? So boom, we really gonna see how it go. That boy Dre still mad about he mad about that flag football, man, for real.
There's a lot of that experience of those 10 games and the journey so far to get himself in position to have the best 2026 he can. And we've talked about it. We want him to be in a competitive situation because of some of that time lost. We've really got to push the gas pedal down and not replace development and coaching and teaching with anything, but really enhance it with a really competitive situation that I think our whole team.
And let me make this clear as well. Let me make this very clear. I have no problem with it being a competitive situation. Matter of fact, I think that's better. That benefits McCarthy more, it being a competitive situation. But like I just heard him say, which I'm glad to hear him say, that doesn't mean they're going to cancel out development and growth. So obviously that means KOC will get his head out of his ass and really become a QB whisperer for real once and for all. But competition, I don't care nothing about that. And like I've been saying, bro, whoever you bring in, Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins, punk ass, whoever, Mac Jones, JJ McCarthy ain't ducking no smoke. He ain't ducking no smoke. And I expect him to be the number one QB when it's all said and done. So I don't got no problem with KOC getting up here saying, yeah, It will be a competitive situation. I like that. That's right up my alley, baby. It should have been competitive last year, homie, for real. Guess what? If they would have franchise tag Sam Darnold, it would have been no questions. They would have handled that Ben Naive right there. But since they didn't, they got to go a different route. And everybody knows they handled that McCarthy situation incorrectly, right? The whole aspect of it, looking at it full spectrum, the way they handled that situation was erroneous. And it wasn't fair to McCarthy at the end of the day, period, point blank, period, boom. And I stand on that 10 toes down in the boogie downtown. You hear me? Heavy. I would like to see a good connection between McCarthy and Jefferson. Me too, Holden. Me too, dog. Me too, big dog. Me too, Holden. I'm glad you said that, bro. Him and Jefferson got to put that real work in. That's just facts. And the fact Jetta stamped McCarthy, called him his youngin, co-signed him, and all that. I expect them to put that work in this offseason, Holden, for real. We're gonna see it for real. I definitely feel like they will, bro. No cap. So how we got Dre? Hey Dre, don't get stuck on the flag football, man. That was just him. That was just him talking about different parts of the game that's growing, man. You know, come on. I mean, I get what you're saying. I dig it, Dre, but we can't get caught up on the flag football, man, for real. But I definitely understand what you're saying. Don't nobody care about no damn flag football. We're talking about real football, violence, and all that, physicality, and all that. But that was just a certain aspect of it. He was talking about how the game is growing, bro. You know, that's all that was. But I feel you. I definitely feel you. He don't need to be worried about no flag football. He need to be worried about his damn team. You hear me? Heavy. That boy Dre. Hey Dre. That boy Dre caught up on that flag talk, man. He say he don't like that.
Will
Oh,
benefit
man.
from and what that looks like. PA, it's obviously pretty early in that process, but I am excited about it.
Introducing Virtual Up from Nespresso. Your coffee, your way.
Yeah, in my experience, the consistency comes before the leadership. What message do you think, for the entire team? Like the one takeaway that when you maybe last spoke with them a few weeks ago, going into next year, the number one.
That's a good question. That's a good question by Pete Yurachek. What's his name? Pete what? I like that question. I give him that. Props to him for asking that question right there. I like that question right there. Heavy.
Thing that you want to see out of this whole team coming back?
Yeah, I think it's important when you're pinpointing your sights on the future and where you want to get to. We always want to be an ultra competitive organization. We want to compete and have success so that we can find our way into that postseason dance. And however you get there, it's about attacking that one game when you get there. But when you inevitably get there, you're going to lean on a lot of the experiences you've had up until this point. And what I mean by that is, we've basically had 2022 and 2024 where whether it's consistency and having the same quarterback in the game for the better part of all of those snaps, we won 13 and 14 games, didn't get it done in the end. What did we learn from that? Let's take those lessons and apply them. 2023 going 7
All right, KOC, you talking about we. Once again, what did you learn, homie? What did you learn again? Did you learn? Obviously, you ain't learned yet about your bad play calling. You talking about we again. What did you learn, KOC? You personally, what did you take away from those seasons? Period. No cap. This man getting up here once again talking about we. This ain't France, bitch. This ain't French, bitch. Ain't no we shit. This season was you, bro. You hear me? Heavy, no cap. He talking about we. Bonjour, bitch. You hear me? Heavy. Hey.
10 having massive amounts of injuries, coming off of a year where maybe we elevated the expectations with year one, but we didn't meet those in year two. We come back year three, have that 14-3 year, and then here we were in 2025 with in many ways some questions that came up, put us into a spot where you never want to be in a season, which was 4-8 at one point. But I think the ultra lesson we learned this year was, in addition to winning differently than maybe we've won in the past, really leaning on our defense, trying to run the football, not turn it over, play smart football. We went from
run the football. You ain't lean on a run to halfway through the season or more than halfway through the season. KOC, you talking about lean on your defense? You leaned on your defense for 2 years straight, my dog. Come on, my boy. Now don't do good, then do bad. We talking about running the ball. Y'all didn't lean on the run, huh? You didn't change your playbook, your scheme until week what? 12? When the fire was up under your ass and somebody got in your ear talking about change this and change that. Come on now, don't cap now.
4-8 to 9-8, learning some of those lessons. But I think what we learned about each other, the culture that's been built in our building, we weren't, there was no participation trophy, PA. There was no, hey, guess what? The secret thing is you actually did sneak into the playoffs because you've won 5 in a row to end the season. There was a lot of work that was done without any reward. There was a lot of goals that were set to pull ourselves out of the doldrums of where we were at 4-8. Without any gift, without any special anything other than us.
And guess what? That's good for y'all. So you gonna learn from it and turn it into a win, or you gonna come back next year, KOC, and still be stuck in your damn ego, bro. For real. You hear me? Heavy? No cap. So the question is on you, KOC. What you gonna do with that information? Everything you just said. Props to y'all for winning 5 in a row, finishing the season strong. I'm rocking and rolling with it. I'm locked in with you. But what you really learned, KOC, heavy, homie. Yeah, I really want to know. Did you learn enough for you to change and understand what you need to change and what you need to insert into your playbook? Huh? Did you learn enough about McCarthy? Huh? Your team as a whole? Huh? Did you learn about yourself as a man and the things you need to change, bro? And how you were so stuck in your ego for 12 weeks straight that you set the team back? Huh? Yeah, man, for real. You talking all this and talking all that. We. How about you, KOC? It's on you, bro. You hear me? Heavy. SKOL VIKES.
Looking each other in the eye in an organization and within that team meeting room, Pete, and deciding we were going to go do something for each other. And when the team was able to accomplish that, I think we can use that moving forward. It's not going to, I'm sure fans are going to sit there and say, hey, we didn't get anything out of that, but I promise you we're going to use that for when we inevitably get to where we want to get to. And that's part of what makes this job fun is you're constantly recalibrating, you're reassessing, but you're using this experience to apply layers of depth to your team. And I'm not just talking about depth charts. I'm talking about who we are as a team and the fabric of our ability to go attack this thing moving forward together. And I'm excited about it.
Now here at the Combine, where there are a lot of rookie drills, but it's free agency season. And, Kevin O'Connell and former general manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah won a lot of games together. Rob Brzezinski is the acting general manager. He's been with the team nearly 30 years. What's it like working with Rob in the early?
Your boy Dre, wow. Hey, what would your first question be, homie? Hey, what's your first question to KOC, Dre? Heavy. Yeah. SKOL, that dummy clown hasn't learned shit. Keep saying he ain't taking no accountability on himself. Hey man, like I say, he better not fuck this interview up. He was doing good at first, Dre. He was doing real good at first. I don't know where the hell he went with it. He went back to that weed shit. Yeah, man, for real.
Stages.
Yeah, Rob is fantastic. But let me first and foremost just start out and just, I haven't had a chance to say a whole lot, but Kwesi and I and our relationship, both professionally and personally, was and will always be very strong. We care about each other. We built, like you said, a team that was able to win, 60-something% of our games since we've been here.
Now, he just said, he said it again. Him and Quasi are close. It's no bad blood. Basically, what he's saying, they will continue to be close and all that. How true is that? Until Quasi speaks, we will really never know. But obviously, Kevin O'Connell feels like they're close and they're still brothers and all this and all that. So we're gonna see how it turns out. Shout out Quasi. Wish him the best. We all want him to come out and speak out eventually. We're gonna see what's up, bro. For real. But I mean, you gotta respect. If anything, you gotta respect on GP. Kevin O'Connell just speaking highly and speaking proper of Quasi and him and Quasi's relationship. Because he could have sat there, quiet mouth, and said nothing. Point blank, period, bottom line. Now, it could be just for him to look good and sound good and save face, but it could really be genuine. Now, do we know? No, not yet, at least. Only God and the Vikings know what really went on and is going on at the end of the day, period. But shout out to O'Connell for speaking up for Quasi and speaking highly of Quasi. Period.
Here, and that will never be lost on me. The impact of not only the friendship built, but the working relationship that we were able to build, and I'm very thankful for my time with Quasi, and inevitably, the ownership decision to make a change there, and getting an opportunity to work with Rob in this capacity. Now we're really leaning on Rob's experience. Rob has been a tremendous resource for me since I got this job as the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings in so many ways over the last 4.5+ years, and we'll continue to do that. But now Rob is really entrusted to bring together a lot of layers of our organization, whether it's a really talented personnel staff, a coaching staff that I believe is evaluating to fit our schemes, and how do we have that all come together. It's going to be from Rob's leadership and working in conjunction with not only myself, but those other folks in his leadership team to help make our team better, to make good decisions, stack good decisions on each other, and get ready for a really good 2026 season.
And along those lines, I guess my point in asking this question is that the evaluation, you guys might be in free agency right now, but the evaluation of college talent, being at the combine, these guys that are coming in, coaches have been doing this, and you have been doing this. Now, the impact might change depending on how the whole, and I'm asking to give away family secrets, but how it's all set up. But you guys evaluate talent every year, so this is not anything new.
No, and I think it's important to note that our scouts on the road doing this year round, evaluating talent, and really,
don't say the scouts. Don't say the scouts. The scouts ain't did nothing. They talking about year in, year round. Well, obviously they ain't doing their job year round. I mean, come on, bro, for real. How the hell we keep cutting these scouts slack when they've been doing a piss poor job whole time? You hear me? Heavy. Point blank, period, homie. Bottom line. These boys ain't done nothing for real, man. Nothing.
Going into year 5 of understanding how do we kind of take all of that information and the collection of that information and the expertise of a lot of talented people, and then working in conjunction with the coaching staff, with the personnel department that is in-house at our facility, under Rob's leadership. And how do we bring all of that together to find the best fits within how do we improve our team, both in the present, but also as we project into the future? And then how does that addition impact the guy that may be playing next to him? We've got a lot of talent on our roster. We feel really good about the makeup.
I feel you, Dre. Know what I mean, homie? Hey, in this world, you got to have a real strong discernment for people in general, right? You got to have a real strong discernment for people in this world. Heavy.
Guys who are smart, tough, love football, love being great teammates, and are competitive, in everything that they do. We find a lot of guys like that to fit in with the guys we already have on our roster. I think we're going to be in a really good spot.
And one of those guys you found last year was Eric Wilson. I mean, he played out
Yeah,
of the
he
skin.
will.
What what are you guys planning to do with Eric with free agency season approaching?
Yeah, Eric was phenomenal for us when you think about bringing him in, returning back to the Minnesota Vikings. You know, he started out his career here, and just the feelings of a lot of the folks that were around him when he was a Viking, it made it a really easy decision to get Will back. What he did from there was spectacular. I mean, he's one of our most consistent players, did so much for our team, versatile, consistently showing up every single week, doing different jobs, but playing at a really high level and demonstrating a lot of those things from a play style standpoint. He's incredibly smart. He's, a guy that loves playing the game of football and enjoys it every single day. He makes your team better. He makes your building better. I know I speak for, everyone in our organization when we're excited about the possibility of bringing Eric Wilson back, but obviously we're not the only ones that watched his tape from last year. So it'll be competitive. And ultimately what we're going to try to do is do what's best for our organization. And, hopefully that means Eric Wilson's a part of it.
Yeah.
What do you think the ceiling
Shout out Eric Wilson, a real Levy dog in the building. SKOL VIKES.
on a Jalen Naylor would be? A very, very good football player. You've been with him. You've kind of raised him from a kid.
It's a great example of player development. You bring in a guy, not necessarily an early round pick, but a guy that comes in and early on, Jalen, the biggest question mark with Jalen, and we've had this with maybe some other players on our rosters, can they be available enough to consistently continue to grow?
Got to give props when props are due. The way they developed Jalen Naylor, the way they continue to improve his game, the way he continued to grow and get better, that is player development. When you're right, you're right. You're wrong, you're wrong. So you got to give them some respect for the way they develop Jalen Naylor. Every year he continued to grow and progress. And we finally saw what he could be, the potential he had when he was healthy, when he was available. So I'm not just going to sit here and act like they haven't done a great job in certain areas developing certain players. You got to get him credit and props for the work they put in with Jalen Naylor, baby, period. Now Speedy is about to make a big payday. Will he remain a Viking? We shall see. But the work they put in with him, hey, kudos to them. Major props. They elevated his game. They improved his game along the way. Tech in the building. My dog Tech in the building. Man, I've never seen a man be this much of a puppet. He just needs the strings above his head. Oh, man, Tech, here we go. Yeah, man. For real. Cold game, bro. Cold game.
Through great coaching from Keenan McCardell. Congratulations to Tony Sorrentino, by the way, taking the receiver position with the Cardinals. A great coach for us that has worked underneath Keenan. But Jalen Naylor is a guy that's just been, the ultra example of what you can be in this league when you can consistently attack getting better. You have the skill set that Jalen has, which is as a complete receiver. He can play all three spots,
and he's speedy, right?
And yeah, he's speedy. He can do a lot of different things, and he's willing, as a guy that's smart and he's tough and he loves football, to go have an impact on our offense. So once again, another player that we're not the only ones watching the tape. We feel incredibly strong about what Speedy's been able to do in our build.
It's going to be a real bidding war for Speedy as well. It's going to be a real bidding war for Speedy as well. I'm sure a lot of teams going to want to try to acquire him any way possible. I don't care. I'll show up at the presser and get thrown out, EJ. I don't give a shout out Tech, man. Tech, I'm ready to pull my hair out. Yeah, the feds already make me. That boy Dre Wilder, man.
Building, and we'll see how these next few weeks play out.
So Kevin, if you were considering bringing in a veteran quarterback to compete with McCarthy, amplify him, or whatever, two parts. It would Carson Wentz be in the equation? And secondly, what are some traits you're looking?
And why the hell would Carson Wentz? Why the hell would Paul Allen say Carson Wentz, bro? For real? And why on earth would Paul Allen say Carson Wentz at all people? The way Kevin O'Connell shitted on Carson Wentz, almost got that man killed on the field. He talking about what Carson Wentz be in the equation. What? Man, you think Carson Wentz even want to stay after that debacle KOC put him through? Heavy. Come on now, man. He could have said any name in the land. He want to say Carson Wentz, fool. Come on, bro. That boy Tech stupid. He said, "What hair, Dre? I thought you didn't have hair since '98 when Gary Anderson missed the field goal." That boy Tech ignorant, man. Oh man. Oh man, bro. That boy Tech wild as fuck. He said KOC make you want to get some brass knuckles and check that chin. Oh man, bro. The chat all white tonight. You hear me? Heavy. No cap.
For in a veteran quarterback?
Well, I think we were incredibly fortunate to have Carson join our team when he did last year. You think back, I mean, we saw some of the things Carson did during that season when he stepped in for JJ when he had his high ankle injury. Carson Wentz showed up about 5 days before the season started.
Right.
He was not a part of our offseason program. He was not a part of the greater sum of training camp. And for him to come in the way he did.
3 signs you're a weak speaker. You replay conversations in your head. You lose your words mid-sentence. You explain.
Man, shut your ass up.
And be ready to step in. And specifically in regards to that, that Cincinnati game, we were coming off of losing our home opener, and we win our opener on the road in the division against a team that inevitably won the division. We lose to Atlanta. You don't like losing at US Bank Stadium. It's important for us to win. He steps in and played a phenomenal game against Cincinnati, and his real first exposure of getting to play. And to me, that is a veteran quarterback that has done a lot of things at a high level throughout his career. And ultimately was impactful for us. Wish we could have had Carson available and healthy all season long, but he absolutely is a guy that made our quarterback room better, even with his late arrival, and definitely somebody that we're thinking about. But I think traits in general, PA, I think it's one of those things where you look at it from a standpoint of what has helped our offense go throughout our time horizon here has been consistent quarterback play. And when I think about that, it's being accurate with the football. It's being smart with your decision making, with how you.
Hey, get him off you, Dre. Get him off you, Dre. That boy Tech on your head top, Dre, making your head drop, dog. You hear me? Heavy. Hey, man. Hey, that boy Tech on your head top, making your head drop, Dre. Come on now, man. Yeah, buddy. You hear me? Heavy. Yeah. No.
Run the show to inevitably allow Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and Hawk and a Jalen Naylor and our group as a whole to feel like they can then impact the game at a high level, not only just in the pass game, it's how it all works together in the run phase as well. And I think there's other things, toughness and obviously the ability to fit with not only how we want to play, but we're going to fit things to what our players do best, but how they fit in with that huddle, how they fit in with that group to enhance the all 11 feel of that huddle is massive to what we're looking for.
And lastly, it's just the way you laid that out with the fact the team wins 9 games.
Yeah.
You use 3 quarterbacks. You had a fair amount of injuries, certainly to the offensive line, but you're a 95% chance to sweep the Bears.
Yep.
Didn't work, but you were right there.
Yeah, it didn't work because of special teams. Matt Daniels, they're talking about Matt Daniels. Special teams blew that there. Or let me guess, McCarthy blew that there as well. Heavy. They want to blame McCarthy for that one round yonder, period. Oh, man, stop the cap. I repeat, stop the cap. You know, I'm just player. I'm just fucking with him, Dre. Shout out Tech, man. Heavy, man, for real. Have you noticed he got every QB hurt instead of Darnold? Shit, Darnold had a few scares though, Dre. Yeah, you know, yeah, Donald had a few scares, right? For real. Yeah, no cap, bro. Heavy. Tech is my homie. Nah, Tech, shout out Tech, bro. Shout out Tech, man. You know, shout out Tech, man. You know, all love, man. All love. Early, man. SKOL VIKES. Shout out Tech and Dre in the building, man. No cap. But yeah, special teams blew that. Realistically, we should have swept the Bears for real. No cap.
Swept the Lions, and the division is just rock solid. I mean, this division is so tough, isn't it?
Really good. I mean, the coaching, the playing, the competition. I know we've got the greatest fans in the world. I know there's incredible passion for all the teams in our division. It feels like that when we go on the road. It certainly feels like that when we host those teams at US Bank Stadium. We are in, if not the most difficult, we are in the most. We're right up there at the top as far as the NFC North, and every Sunday in our league matters. Every single Sunday in your NFC schedule, in your non-conference schedule, it all matters. We get 17 of them. We've got to put everything we have into, trying to get as many wins as possible. Consistency, the continued growth and development of a lot of our players on our roster, and also making really smart decisions to add the right guys, add the right kind of players to our team, and then roll it out there and go compete. It's the best thing about our league, PAs. No matter all of these things that happen at these events, the combine and, the draft, all the different things around, the schedule, really, blah, blah. We do a lot of things, but nothing more important than rolling that thing out there 17 times and trying to do everything you got to do to win.
Enjoy Indianapolis. Thank you very much for the chat.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the Minnesota.
So boom, that's pretty much it for the whole KOC breakdown and shakedown and all that. He said, yeah, it matters. Take the Charmin out of the building, bozo. Oh, man. Hey, they say they Charmin soft tech. They say they Charmin soft tech. No cap. SKOL, I just don't like when someone just lying in your face like that. Big facts, man. Big facts. I feel you, Dre. I think we all on the same accord with that one, bro. At the end of the day, we tired of hearing people just sound good. At the end of the day, we ready for a real victory, homie. You hear me? Period. Right? Oh, yeah. Bitch, yeah. At the end of the day, homie, we want a damn victory round yonder. Heavy. Like I said, I feel like Rob was definitely just trying to sound good, just say the correct things. But I don't believe in Rob like that as far as the draft goes and all of that. But we'll see what happens, bro. At the end of the day, we'll see what happens. EJ, did you watch the Brzezinski one yet? Yeah, that was the second one I watched. Holden, you hear me? Heavy, no cap, bro. Yeah, I feel like Brzezinski was just trying to say the right things in general. He said these motherfuckers said nothing. Big fat, big. Hey, basically, Dell, KOC said some shit here or there, but we know at the end of the day, it's time for action, man. Like I've been saying, I'm not vouching for KOC no more. At the end of the day, it is time for action. We tired of hearing that capping and yapping, bro. It is time for the action, homie. Heavy. All of them. They should be talking about scheme philosophy. They ain't going to talk about scheme philosophy because guess what? The media ain't going to ask them about scheme philosophy, baby. Period. No cap. Bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Heavy. The media is not going to ask them about scheme philosophy. You hear me? Heavy. Yeah. Dale SKOL said he waited for the Vikings media to do an interview. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, shout out to Tatum Everett for asking a couple real questions, but her big fine ass can only ask so much. Yeah, that's why they waited for the Vikings media to get there. That was the whole story. I mean, that's why they waited. We know why they waited. Because they knew the Vikings media wouldn't ask certain questions and they could only take it so far. But I love the question when Tatum Everett fine ass said, oh, how far is this team from being a championship team? And what did Rob Brzezinski do? He didn't say nothing. He swayed around the question. And she couldn't force it. She couldn't keep on pressing the issue. But she asked about 2 real good questions in that presser, in that interview. I respect her for that. But at the end of the day, it's the Vikings media, baby. They ain't gonna say certain things. That's how the cookie crumble. We all know that. We've been knowing that for years now. Early, but I bet if that was McCarthy up there, they would have had 1,000 questions and then some. And as far as McCarthy goes, I'm not mad at what KOC said. For once, he showed respect to his QB. He talked very highly and proudly of his quarterback. So I fuck with him for that and that aspect of it. But once again, I want actions instead of words. I repeat, homie, I want actions, homie, instead of words. It's time for KOC to put up or shut up. He talked about development and growth. Well, we're going to see. Yeah, we're going to really see how much time and effort he puts in with McCarthy. Yeah. That's pretty much it for the live, man. About 2 hours in, I'm finna get up out of here. Make sure y'all catch me for the next Vikings live on Friday.